All right, so I'm going to continue talking about the examples for polynomial inequalities. Example number 3, we've got a golf pro operator bought golf club sets at a base price of $6,250. She found that she can sell 30 sets of golf clubs at a price of $500 per set. She predicts that for every $25 decrease in price, 3 extra sets of golf clubs can be sold. All right, so I've identified all of the major pieces of information. For part A, we want to represent the profit equation. So profit is, whoops, I don't know why I just put 2 T's or 2 F's in profit. I'm going to try that again. So profit is going to equal revenue minus cost. And in this case, our revenue is going to be the, the number of sets. So number of sets of clubs. All right, let me get specific here. Number of sets of clubs, and then I'm going to put money for cost per set, and then minus the overall cost. So if we put this all together, let's go. Actually, I'm not going to zoom in because I want to be able to read the information from the word problem. All right, so profit is P of X. The number of sets of clubs. So she sold 30 sets originally at $500 per set, minus the cost of $6,250. Now, this is where we're going to adjust it a little bit. So for every $25 decrease in price, so minus 25x, 3 extra sets of golf clubs can be sold, so plus 3x. So this is our profit equation. Our profit inequality is the exact same thing, so you do not need to multiply this out. In fact, I would suggest you don't. We're going to use technology to solve it, and the technology does not need the equation to be in any particular format. Profit is going to be anything greater than $0. All right, so I'm going to pop open Desmos and kind of scroll that over just a little bit. All right, what is the most profit she can make? So to figure that out, I'm going to put this inequality, well, actually just this expression into Desmos. So 30 plus 3x, and then I'm going to take that times 500 minus 25x, and I'm going to take that whole thing minus 6,250. And basically what I want to do is I'm just going to start pinching in on Desmos here until I can see my graph. I'm going to go ahead and close that out down there. All right, so here's my graph. And what I just did is I tapped on the graph once to darken it, and then I tapped on the topmost point here, which is the maximum. So what is the most profit she can make? The profit is our Y value here. So that's going to be $10,625. So that's the most profit. And that's happening when X is equal to 5. Okay. So at what price should she sell the clubs to maximize the profit? Well, if X is equal to 5, we're going to take the price part of our expression. So 500 minus 25x, but X is 5. So into Desmos, I'm going to use it as a calculator now. So minus 25 times 5. So if she sells the clubs at $375 per set, she will maximize her profits. How many sets of clubs does she need to sell to maximize profit? Again, we already know that X is equal to 5. And the number of sets was 30 plus 3X. So 30 plus 3 times X is 5. So, whoops. Let me just go ahead and keep using Desmos. Here's my calculator. 30 plus 3 times 5. So she should sell 45 sets of clubs to maximize her profit. And the last question for this particular problem, what is the lowest price she could charge for the golf clubs and still make a profit of at least $10,000? Now, we know her profit was over $10,000, so it is possible to do this. If I had told you that the maximum profit was $10,625, and then in part F I asked you what's the lowest price to make a profit of at least $20,000, that's just not possible. Her maximum profit was only $10,625. So to do this profit of at least $10,000, I'm going to put in a horizontal line into Desmos. So y is equal to 10,000. Let me get all the zeros in there. There's 10,000. And it's way up at the top of the graph. Okay. Now there are 2 points here. We've got this point when we make 2 changes. We're going to round there. And this point when we make either 7 or 8 changes. Now, 7 or 8 changes to the price is going to be more than only making 2 changes. So this is what we want to test. It's either going to be 7 or 8. I think it's going to be 7 because 8 will probably push our profit in the wrong direction. So I'm going to test them both. X could equal 7 or X could equal 8. I don't know why I didn't even write down an 8 there. Let's try that again. All right. So if X is equal to 7, we have 30 plus 3 times 7 times 500 minus 25 times 7 minus 6,250, I believe it is. All right. So I'm going to put that whole mess into Desmos and see what I come up with here. Except, of course, if I forget to hit the plus sign there. Now I'm just doing all kinds of wrong things. All right. So 30 plus 3 times 7 times 500 minus 25 times 7 and then minus 6,250. All right, so this is profit over 10,000, and it's specifically asking what is the price she should charge. So the price part of this is just this piece right here, the 500 minus 25 times 7. So at this point, I'm pretty certain she could probably charge $325. However, I want to see what happens when X is equal to 8, because remember, this point right here was 7.887. So what happens if I round it up to 8? And let's see. Okay. I think, though, the profit's going to be under what I want it to be, and so that's going to cause some problems. All right, so we're going to do 30 plus 3 times 8, 500 minus 25 times 8, minus 625. In this case, I'm sorry, 6,250. I keep saying the wrong thing when I do those thousands. I'm actually going to go back to a prior where I had put this in for 7. I'm just going to put it back in, and instead of having 7, I'll just delete it and make it an 8. So make that an 8 and make that an 8. And yeah, we have a profit of less than at 10,000, so that's not going to work. So it's going to be the answer of $325 is the lowest price she can charge and still make a profit of at least $10,000. All right, I'm going to go ahead and close this video off for problem number 3. I will make a separate video for number 4. If you have any questions or concerns on this video, the prior video, or any of the problems on this page, please reach out to me and let me know how I